Hi, my name is Mack Grout. I am a full-time professional musician, and I also teach about 25 private students a week. I wanted to make a short YouTube video about how to have effective practicing. This is something I tell some of my students every single week, and I just wanted to make something that they could watch online at home every day before they practice. So this goes out to Maya, Les, Brendan, Liam, Adam, Austin, and everybody else that I teach. So I require my students to practice half an hour 5 times a week. At the beginning of the practice, I want everybody to warm up. Usually we have you working on either a warm-up exercise out of Hanon, Cherny, Pishna. Some of you are doing out of the technical exercise books like that, or we're working on special exercise that we've been talking about in your lesson. A lot of the times at the very beginning we're talking about playing major scales or minor scales, right? Easy enough. All you do at the very beginning is you take 2 minutes and you just play your scale through a couple times. This just helps you get your fingers going, get the blood moving, working through your hands and everything. If you're doing the hand, I tell all my students to practice the hand in hard, push hard, play hard and loud, because it's going to really help us develop the muscles and the physical aspects that are going to help you play the piano more effectively. Then, when we get into practicing, this is what I really try to hit on hard. When we get into the rest of your 25 minutes of practice time, I want you to be as focused as you can so you can learn as much material as possible in that time. You know, it's easy to sit down at the piano and just to screw around. I have for fun time at the piano a lot of the time too, and I'm trying to be more effective in my practicing. So I might just sit down and start playing. I just kind of play, especially because I improvise a lot. I can just sit down, I can play, and an hour will go by, and I'll tell myself, oh, I just practiced for an hour, but did I really practice for an hour? No, I was kind of messing around. I was kind of just playing. I was having fun, right? Effective practicing includes focusing and being able to concentrate in order to make sure that you learn something while you're practicing. I have a piece of the Fauré Nocturne in A flat major here. This is kind of like, I've played this piece before, but if I was going to take this and I was going to split this up and I had never played it before, I would take this first measure and I would chop it up. I would just chop that totally separate from everything else. We're going to practice this for a few minutes until we can really get it down good, right? So, okay, and then, okay, well, it looks kind of intense. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, wow, it's really syncopated. There's lots of notes, right? It's in a strange key, 4 flats. I might make a lot of mistakes if I just try to play this. So I'm going to make it as easy as possible on myself as I can. I'm going to play it one of two ways. First way is to play it at such a slow tempo that you are guaranteed to play that 100% correctly the first time. The second way is to just chop it into even a smaller section. Like maybe just half the bar, 2 beats. Let's try 2 beats. We have a pickup, so here we go. There we go, that's it. I played it slow, I cut into a small piece, and I played it perfectly right. So once you play it right, the next step is you repeat it a couple of times, right? In our lessons, I always say, oh, you played it right, play it 3 times right now, right? And you guys all go, oh. But then you don't forget it afterwards, right? It's so short, just loop it a couple times. Alright, let's go again. So I'm focusing. I could do it with my eyes closed. If I tried, I could try to see the notes, and I'm really trying to memorize it the best I can right from the very beginning, as well as just concentrate. You really want to learn this. If you can, the more you can get into your practice in your head, in your brain, the faster you're going to grow as a musician. Alright, so let's look at the second half of the measure. The second half is actually only 1 beat. It's a waltz. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Okay, so I feel like I have a grasp on that measure now. So now I'm going to combine the two, and I'm going to practice the whole measure a few times. Okay, there's one. There's another one. There's a third time. If I were to make a mistake, right, I screwed up. What do? I immediately stop and I take a deep breath and I try to picture what my mistake was in my head. And then from that point on, I try to play it through in my head as if I didn't make a mistake, to try and correct what we had accidentally just, what our mistake was, right? So after I messed up. I played the wrong chord right here. I played the wrong chord right here. After I do that, then I try it again, and I try to do it a couple times in a row correctly before I move on to anything else. And then maybe you split up your practice time amongst a couple songs, right? Maybe you practice one measure here, and then you learn that measure real good, and then you go practice a measure on a different song, or you practice playing the blues, or you practice improvising, or something fun, right? So that you're not trying to do too much at once. Then as you get better at it, you can practice more and more of each song. Not to say though, at the same time, I do tell all my students, I say, I really want everybody to have effective practicing techniques, but I also want everybody to have lots of fun when they play the piano, right? It's like, if it's not fun in the end, it doesn't have to be all work, right? So I tell, work hard, play hard, take, 15 minutes after you're done practicing every day. Just mess around, play whatever you want, just... Right, Michael Jackson songs maybe. Right, anything you want, right? Because it's important to be having fun at the piano as well as becoming the best piano player that you can. So, everybody watch this video again after you see it, and then go practice hard.